Hello everybody, this is Justin here. So today in this episode, I'll be doing an in-depth analysis on this upcoming project called Sora. Alright, so Sora will be launching this 22nd of June, and our preview will be from 22nd of June all the way to the 2nd of July. Alright, so show flag will be ready on 22nd of June, but before that, let me go into this analysis to let you have a better understanding before you even go down to the show flag to see why Sora is a development that you can consider. And on top of that, I will be going in depth to analyze each individual layout so that you'll be able to have a better understanding in terms of the facing, in terms of the layout, as well as the price point, so that you'll be able to make an informed decision. Let's move on to the project itself, Sora. Okay, so 3-bedroom layout. Okay, so for 3-bedroom, I do have different type of layout as well. So first of all, this is the 3-bedroom deluxe. So what is a 3-bedroom deluxe? Basically, size-wise, this is 936 square feet. Okay, same thing, as long as anything above 2+ study in Sora, all the units are actually fronting the Jurong Lake district or the Jurong Lake garden we're talking about. Okay, you're still getting the lake view. So stack 4 and stack 9, which is over here. Okay, stack 4 and stack 9. And size-wise, this is 936. So what is the pros and cons? First thing first, of course, pros, you will still have 3 full bedroom, master bedroom, 16 square meter. The 2 common bedroom are 9 square meter each. So all the bedroom can actually fit in a queen size bed. All right, you have your entrance area over here. You have your enclosed kitchen. Enclosable kitchen in a sense. Alright, however, for the kitchen wise, it doesn't come with any window. So most likely your stove will be induction or even electrical stove. Alright, of course, otherwise you got a proper dining area, you got your living area, your wall-to-wall distance for a living area is 2.8, pretty decent as well. And on top of that, it comes with a flexi room. Okay, this flexi room can be used as your helper's room, your study area or study room, or even your storage room. Okay, this comes with a flexi area, and if you want to, the flexi area, this wall itself can be knocked down. Okay, to create more space within your living dining area itself, if you want to. Otherwise, because this layout doesn't come with any storeroom, and if let's say you are a family of 4 or more, you probably need a little bit of your storage space. I think the flexi room plays a major corner whereby you can actually do up some of your storage. Okay, then the next thing that I want to highlight to you is for this layout itself, same thing for both the master and the common, doesn't come with window, meaning to say there's no natural ventilation. Alright, so this is something that you need to understand and take note of. Of course, in terms of price point, this 3-bedroom type C1, I would say that in terms of the size and price point, this will be the most price sensitive. Meaning to say, if you have a budget constraint, but you still need a 3-bedroom, and in terms of view-wise, I think this is a pretty decent view because you are fronting the Jurong Lake garden. This is something that you can consider price sensitive. Alright, next. Then comes to we call it the 3-bedroom premium and 3-bedroom premium plus study. Alright, so what is the main difference? Alright, so in these 3 different layout, let's compare the first 2. This is 1, 2. Okay, let's compare to the first 1 and 2. So for 1 and 2, main difference between 1 and 2 is that for 1, there's no study room. Okay, this is a proper 3-bedroom with yard area and a household shelter. Meaning to say that, family, if you need to have a dedicated area for your yard, your washing, your laundry area, there is a proper yard area. Alright, on top of that, you have a household shelter, which you can use it as a storage space or even a helper's room. Otherwise, the 3-bedroom, the living dining area is pretty much the same. Same thing, of course, you've got your nice enclosed kitchen, and this enclosed kitchen comes with proper window, meaning to say proper ventilation. So it will be an open fire stove. Alright, so this is for 1, and for 2, the main difference is that for 3-bedroom premium plus study, it comes with an extra study room. Okay, other than that, the rest are exactly the same. Meaning to say, you still have your yard area, you still got your household shelter, your 3-bedroom, your 2-bath. On top of that, it comes with a proper study room. All right, meaning to say, if let's say your family of 4, 5, after your kids are, you have your kids' own area, you need a proper study area for your Zoom, for your meeting, or even your kids' study corner. I think this study area or this study room comes in place. It is not a bedroom, but it is enough for you to actually do it as a study area or study room itself. And most important thing is naturally ventilated, meaning to say that it comes with window. All right, and of course, in terms of the size-wise, for C2, which is the 3-bedroom premium, this is 1098 square feet, and for 3-bedroom premium study, this is 1152. So the difference of probably 54 square feet is only at the study area. All right, last of all, this is another layout of the 3-bedroom premium plus study. The main difference between the 2 and the 3 is the entrance area over here. Okay, as you can see over here, for 3, you got a longer entrance area where you can actually do up some storage space, your shoe cabinet, your display cabinet, and so on and so forth. Other than that, the rest of the whole entire layout is exactly the same as 2. You still have your study room over here, and in terms of the internal space is exactly the same. So the extra 1 square meter, which is the C4S, the size is 1163, comparing to C3S is 1152, the 10 square feet. The 10 square feet is over here. This is the 10 square feet difference. Okay, other than that, it's exactly the same. All right, so in terms of facing wise, I actually highlighted in terms of the color code. So for purple color, which is the 3-bedroom premium, okay, these are all the 3-bedroom premium. Okay, same thing fronting the lake. Okay, of course, some of the unit may have a little bit of blockage over here, whereas this two has pretty much nice and unblocked view. So in terms of 3-bedroom premium, my first choice will definitely be stack 1 and 12. Okay, stack 1 and 12, which is this one. Okay, because in terms of the view-wise, this is more obstructed as compared to this one, 14 and 27. Okay, otherwise, the orange color one, which is 3-bedroom premium plus study, a shorter entrance area over here, 1152 square feet. I think both, in terms of view-wise, pretty much decent. All right, it's just that whether you prefer to have over in these 2 blocks, which is only level 12 story high, or this 2 block, which is 20 story high. Okay, so for the 20 story high will be the type C4, which is stack 19 and 22. This will be, you can go up to 20 story high. All right, so pretty much straightforward. Next, I do have another layout of the 3-bedroom plus study, which is this one. This is a 3-bedroom plus premium plus study. Size-wise, slightly bigger, 1195, as compared to the previous 2, which is 1152 and 1163. Okay, what is the main difference between these 3 layout? First thing first, of course, it comes with a study area as well. Okay, however, this study area is tucked just literally beside the living room. So meaning to say, this layout itself, it allows you to have same thing, flexibility. Why do I say about flexibility? First thing first, if you only need a 3-bedroom, you do not need the extra study, or you can do away with the extra study, this wall can be hacked away to give you a wide frontage living dining, which is something pretty rare to find in today's market, especially for a 3-bedroom type. I mean, 4-bedroom type, we do see some layout do have a wide frontage. However, in today's market, a 3-bedroom with wide frontage is something really, 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 really rare. So it is good to have, especially if, let's say, you do not need the extra study room. I think this is something that will enhance the whole entire visual experience, especially when your guests, or even in future when your buyer comes in to actually view your unit, they will be able to see this whole entire space as your living room. All right. Of course, other than that, you still have your yard area, you still have your storeroom. It's pretty much the same as what we've seen earlier in the 1152 and 1163 3+ study. All right, other than that, I would say that bedroom type, bedroom space, living space, everything will be pretty much the same. Next thing is you do also have a storeroom over here, which can allows you to keep some of the storage space or use it as a storage space for you to keep some of the stuff over here. But what I really like most about this 3-bedroom premium plus study is the flexibility of converting the study into a usable living dining area, which is, like I mentioned, something rare in the market. 3-bedroom type. So today, if you want to buy something for own stay, end of the day, whether you are going to stay 5, 10, 15, 20 years later, when you want to sell the unit, you need to know what is our unique selling point. First thing first, of course, unique selling point I do have. Within the development itself, we are also fronting the lake, full unblocked lake view. In front of us, there is no other building, nothing. You are facing the full lake, Jurong Lake Garden. Of course, your level must be high enough to see the lake, otherwise you will be looking at the trees. Doesn't matter because it will still be a permanent view. You already have the advantage of what this developer is trying to bring out. Next thing, within the development itself, as you can see over here, I do have some 3-bedroom premium plus study, total 64 units over here. And if you are talking about selling this as a 3-bedroom plus study, buyer can actually have choices whereby they can choose whether to go for this layout or this layout. However, if a buyer don't need the extra study room, but they want to fill the space of a 3-bedroom, I will say that only this layout can allow you to have a wide frontage 3-bedroom living area, which end of the day, even at your living room, or even you do not need to go all the way to the balcony, because this whole entire space is for you to enjoy when you have your friends or relatives that comes to visit you. And I think this is a cozy area where fronting the lake, fronting the Jurong Lake Garden, this is something that I feel your buyer or even yourself will be able to enjoy having this nice cozy corner over here. All right. So 3-bedroom, same thing. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, one of the concerns definitely is we are not near MRT. So will own stay buyer, especially 3-bedroom, buying for own stay, will MRT really matters? All right, near MRT, does it equates to higher profit? Just now we take an example of 2-bedroom, mainly if let's say talking about 2-bedroom, a lot of times we are talking about investment point of view, investor. What about own stayer? What about own stayer? So over here, I do draw some data. If comparing to own stay and 3-bedroom type, this exact same 2 development, Alex Residence as well as Principal Garden. So let's take a look at Alex Residence, same thing. So we purchased almost the same date, pretty much maybe 6 months between one another, and of course the sale of date will be slightly apart away, but never mind, doesn't matter, because main thing what I want to focus on is end of the day, even though I'm within 3 minutes walk to MRT station, size wise 3-bedroom 1044 square feet, for Principal Garden is 1076 square feet, pretty much the same. In terms of profit wise, Alex Residence do make a decent profit, 350 over 1000, whereas for Principal Garden, because of the layout, no, because of the facade, because of the amenities, because of 80% of the land are being used for, you know, communal space and your facility, own stay buyer, once they walk in, they will be able to feel and appreciate the whole entire environment that they are going to come home every single day. End of the day, they are willing to pay more. How much more? They paid almost 660,000, or rather slightly more than 660,000, 87% more profit as compared to a buyer that is buying directly below MRT. So what do I want to really bring out to you? What I really want to bring across to you? Buying near MRT is good, of course, but it doesn't equate to higher profit. End of the day, we need to understand, today, what is our objective in buying? Are we buying to actually enjoy the space? Are we buying to the advantage of what this developer is trying to bring out of the development itself? Are we buying to to allow us to be able to enjoy for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years? If, let's say, the MRT itself, because of the near the MRT, do you know what is the disadvantage of staying near MRT? Do you know that some buyers may not want to be very close to the MRT? One of the main reasons is because the noise factors that is, especially near the MRT, the track, the crowd and everything. So sometimes buying near MRT doesn't equate to giving you the highest possible profit. End of the day, we still need to understand what is the main objective in yourself. If, let's say, for example, today, you really need to be very, very close to MRT because you commit, you travel a lot, you don't drive, and you really, really need the MRT, then please go ahead. Please go and buy the one that suits the convenience, suits the most of your convenience. Otherwise, by buying near to the MRT means you also actually pay slightly higher as compared to the not near MRT. But end of the day, we all have to understand sometimes being near to the MRT, in terms of the facilities, in terms of the facade, end of the day, probably because of the land itself, the developer may not be able to give you a bigger land size, or even in terms of facility wise will not be able to give you a better facilities. So before we go into summary, I just want to bring you to another example. Playing at the advantage of what developer wants to bring out in terms of your project itself. So I use another project called Twin View. So if you know about Twin View is not near to any MRT. In terms of MRT distance, right, if I'm going to Jurong MRT, which is one of the nearest one, Jurong MRT will take me about 20-24 minutes walking distance. All right. However, Twin View, when this developer launched this product itself, the unique selling point is they are fronting the Pandan Reservoir. Pandan Reservoir. All right. So of course, when you're buying a unit itself, if the developer has come up with, their artist impression and telling you what is the next buyer or what is the buyer expecting to actually view and what this whole entire development is all about, end of the day, you need to choose the product. You need to choose your unit to play at the advantage of what developer is trying to bring up. All right. So during launch day, of course, the buyer, when all the buyers come in, they have a choice. They can choose whether facing the Pandan Reservoir or not facing the Pandan Reservoir. All right, of course, we take two examples. One is facing the Pandan Reservoir, the other one is not facing the Pandan Reservoir. But I want to bring across to you the view itself. This will be the actual view when the resale buyer comes to view the unit, in time to come when they want to sell the Twin View. So of course, for Stack 10, I'm facing the other development, which is Park Rivera, and also in front of Park Rivera will be AYE. Okay, whereas the other buyer that bought at Stack 15 is actually fronting the Pandan Reservoir. As you can see over here, is a full unblocked reservoir view. Okay, so during launch day, almost exact same day, maybe a few days apart, 5th of May and also 12th of June. Like I mentioned earlier, the one that is Stack 10, okay, let's go back. Stack 10, this is not facing the reservoir. Stack 15 is facing the reservoir. So I take two examples, Stack 10 and Stack 15. Okay, so if you notice, Stack 10, Stack 15. Sorry, I use another color, easier for you to see. Okay, all bought almost similar day, similar month, similar year. In 2018, meaning to say they are the first batch of buyer that bought the unit. Size-wise is almost similar, 1055, 1066, 1 square meter difference, mainly usually at the entrance area. Okay, but what I want to bring across to you is that those buyers that bought that is fronting the reservoir, usually they will pay a higher price. They will pay a higher price, right? Comparing to those buyers that is not facing the reservoir, usually they will be able to enjoy a slightly lower price. So does it mean that buying a lower price equates to lower risk or equates to higher gain? Sometimes not necessary. Of course, there are examples whereby you're buying at a lower price. Of course, your risk will be lower. You'll be able to gain the highest profit. Nothing wrong. There are examples of that. But what I want to bring across to you, this particular example, is the importance of the project unique selling point? Because we need to play to the advantage of our unique selling point. Because in time to come, when you want to sell your unit, you have to broadcast, you have to shout what is your unique selling point. And in twin view, facing the pendant reservoir is definitely one of the unique selling point. And yes, as you can see over here, all this unit that is fronting the pendant reservoir, the profit we're talking about all close to or even above 300,000. Whereas the one that is not fronting the pendant reservoir, whether a low floor or high floor, we are talking about difference of at least 50% or even 100% difference. So initially when they pay, or rather when they buy a unit, they buy a higher price, 5% or so higher. Some are even lower floor than the not fronting the reservoir one. But when they are selling, they are able to sell more, meaning to say in turn, they are getting a higher profit. Okay, so end of the day, I just want to summarize what I've actually gone through for all the 3-bedroom analysis. First thing first, of course, since we are actually buying own stay unit, 3-bedroom and above usually are buying for own stay, buy and play within the play to the advantage of what developer is actually bringing up, unique selling point. All right. Second thing, if your unit is unique, meaning to say that you are able to have a layout that is different from the rest of your neighbors, then you will actually enhance your unique selling point. On top of that, your supply and demand will also be, affecting the price of in time to come when you want to resell. So, summarizing all this, what I've gone through earlier for my 3-bedroom, my own opinion, for my first choice for a 3-bedroom analysis, I will go for stack 3 and stack 10. Why is that so? Because if you remember earlier, or if you can look back the video, all right, for stack 3 and stack 10, I'm able to convert the unit. This is a 3+ study premium. I'm able to convert the study room, which is just beside my living room. I'm able to convert it to a wide frontage living room, which, like I mentioned, I'm fronting the river, I'm unblocked. On top of that, if I don't need the study, I can actually convert it to a wide frontage living room, which is something rare in the market. A 3-bedroom wide frontage, it is really, really rare in the market. All right, of course, budget constraint, if let's say I do have a little bit of budget issue, then probably you can go for stack 4 and stack 9, likely to be the cheapest stack with lake facing. Of course, may not be a full lake unblocked facing, you may have a little bit of building in front of you, but end of the day, you are still fronting the lake. You will still be able to see the lake if your level is high enough, and most important thing is you are able to get it at a very price sensitive. You're able to actually get it at a slightly lower price as compared to those that having a full lake view or even the 3 premium plus study. All right. So this is my 3-bedroom analysis. All right, so this is basically what I have for you today. Of course, if you think that you have some other things that you want to actually, you want me to compare, or you want me to actually do the analysis for you, just feel free to drop me a text in my YouTube. Then moving forward, I will do more of such analysis for different projects, so that end of the day, I hope that this can be something useful to you. All right, my name is Justin, and I see you next time. Bye-bye.